Hello and welcome back to Drunken Tiers. I'm your host, Christopher the Rupel, and hey, guess what? It's time to make some more tier lists, because why the frig not? Today, we're looking at the Goosebumps episodes, and we're going to rate them by how much I like them. Alrighty. So starting off, let's take a look at how we're rating them. So we're starting off with only the best. This is the top tier. Only the best ones can be up here. Not half bad. This is your kind of B section. You're kind of like, this isn't too bad. It's okay. You're kind of like, it's not so bad yet, but it's like, ooh, this one's kind of, it's okay. And don't even bother. Skip this episode. It is terrible. Do not watch for the life of yourself. You know what? Can I... Oh, you know what? No. I'm gonna... Because I was thinking to myself, you know what? Some of these episodes are so bad they're good. But I'm like... I will explain that, and they'll probably be put in the correct spot where they need to be. And then for the last spot, can't remember it. It's just in case if I can't remember the episode. There are a couple that I don't remember for the life of me. I'm going to be honest, the trilogy part 1, 2, and 3, I can't remember each trilogy part. So they're probably going to end up there immediately. So, let us begin. We're starting out A Night in Terror Tower. 2-part episode. I think I've said this before. I don't know if I said it in an episode, like in one of these like random episodes, or if it was in a podcast, but I think, if not all of the 2-part episodes, but most of the 2-part episodes are fantastic. They have that increased budget. They have everything going for them. I think this one already goes up to the only the best. It is a great adaptation of the story. It's a good one. That's what I'm saying. Night in Terror Tower. It's great. And Old Story. Ooh, this one is a funny one. I love the concept of Aunt Dahlia. Aunt Dahlia is one of those characters I can't help but love. I love that they brought her into the game. She's one of those characters that you just are like, oh my god, this person should not exist. She is creating a sex trade with old people. This is kind of what I was thinking of with the whole so bad it's good kind of section, because I think this one is so bad it's good. I honestly really enjoy this one. I think it's really funny. I think the actress who plays Aunt Dahlia is amazing. I'm gonna say it's not half bad. I think it's a pretty entertaining episode if you want to watch something here that's just fun. It's a good one to start you off with. Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns. Ooh, yet another... I know, they're really starting me off. I know these are all in alphabetical order, so it's starting off with some really good episodes here. Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns is a great adaptation. Yet another one that's a good adaptation that keeps those thrills, those chills, and has surprisingly good effects, honestly. I think that, yes, okay, people laugh at these stupid hand puppet alien heads, but honestly, that was a good design for an alien, honestly. I love it. Oh, spoilers, I guess. I think this one's only the best. I think it goes above A Night in Terror Tower, in all honesty. I think it's a fantastic episode. It is a good Halloween episode. It is an episode you can watch during Halloween and have a blast. Attack of the Mutant. Alright, this one... It's kind of a mixed bag. It's another 2-parter if I'm not mistaken, but it is not a good 2-parter if I remember correctly. I think the kid who plays Skipper is really good. I love Adam West. I just think this one is kind of slow, kind of boring. I think how they did the ending to this one versus the book is so bad, but it's so funny. I think it's gonna be a high, it's okay. It's almost bordering on not half bad, because I do enjoy this episode, but I think it has some problems with it. I think it's kind of boring in some points. Adam West is a treat. I mean, he is so freaking funny as the Galloping Gazelle. Amazing character. Amazingly well done. Yeah, that's all I have to say about Attack of the Mutants. Awesome Ants. This is one of those ones I don't remember all that well. I know the premise. I know it's like they're in an ant farm themselves, but I don't remember it all that well. It's one of those like ones from the last season that I'm just like, I don't know much about this one. Sorry. Bad Hair Day. I don't think this is a good episode. I think this one's pretty boring. I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's a good adaptation because it's been years since I've read Bad Hair Day. I think this one's almost in the, it's either in the it's okay to don't even bother section. I think it's a don't even bother, honestly. I think it's a boring episode. I think it's bland. You know what the highlight of the episode is seeing Colin Mochrin, or whatever his last name is. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I apologize. That's my squeaky chair. Don't mind it. I don't remember this episode that, like, I remember it being pretty boring, in all honesty. That's all I remember it for being. Honestly, it could go into can't remember, but I think it's a don't even bother. If you want to argue that, if this one's worth a watch, please do. I will rewatch it upon your recommendation. And then I will give you a quick review in the comments section. The Barking Ghost. Don't even bother. I was about to say, the book was bad. This episode is just as bad. There's no redeeming qualities to The Barking Ghost, if you ask me. I think both are terrible. Gag me with a spoon. Be careful what you wish for. It's funny. I think this episode improves on the book because I'm not a huge fan of the book. Though I do need to reread it soon for the series. It has been a couple years since I've read it. I don't remember liking it all that much. I think Samantha Bird is one of the most annoying characters in the franchise. I think she is so bad. But I think the episode does slightly improve on it. I think it almost ends up in the so bad it's good because I love the ending to this episode because it's so bad it's good. I'm not even going to spoil it. It is so bad. It makes me laugh so hard. So I'm putting it in the it's okay section just for that. I'm assuming this is Night of the Living Dummy 2. Yeah, because I see Night of the Living Dummy 3 over here. So this is definitely Night of the Living Dummy 2. Oh no, this is Bride of the Living Dummy. Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. I forgot these are in alphabetical order. This is not a good episode. This is a bad episode. But it almost ends up in the so bad it's good category. Because I think... Oh god, why am I forgetting the female dummy's name? Whoever does her is freaking hilariously bad. No, don't even bother with this episode. I think this is going to be a top tier, don't even bother. I think I'll go below Bad Hair Day. It's not a good episode. It's a lot of those later episodes that are just not that good. And this is just another one of those ones that I think is just nothing special. It definitely could be better, and it definitely deserves to be put in the don't even bother. Calling All Creeps. This is a good episode. I love the kid who plays Ricky Beamer in this one. I don't know why, but he was what I imagine every time I read this book. But I don't think it's a best one. I think it's a not half bad episode. It definitely goes above An Old Story. There we go. Alright, I already said that I don't remember the trilogy part 1, 2, and 3, so we're putting them all in there. I kind of remember the second one because of the baseball story, but I just can't be fair and be like, yes, I remember this one word for word. It's funny or it's bad. I just can't. So I can't put the trilogy on any of those. Also, there's a really bad song in one of them. I think it's in the third one? See? If I can't remember where the song is, I can't put trilogy on any of these. Click. I think this one, and it's an okay episode. It's one of those ones I, for some reason, always remember for some dumb reason. I don't know if it's just because, like, Cartoon Network played it more than once, and it's, like, just in my mind a bit more often. But it's one of those weird episodes that I kind of enjoy, but it's not that great. If I'm not mistaken, it's the kid who played Skipper in Attack of the Mutant who's in this one again. and he does a good job. But I'm just not a big fan of this one. I think I even said I'm not a huge fan of the original story, for what it's worth. So, yeah, there we are. Cry of the Cats. Yet again, another one I think is in the don't even bother section. I think this is a bad episode. It's kind of in that same category of The Bride of the Living Dummy, where it's that season 4 Goosebumps with the Goosebumps Extreme title sequence with a bunch of like lightning and laughter and crap. It's not a great episode. I don't think it's a good one, in all honesty. It can definitely be skipped. Deep Trouble. Now this one I have a soft spot for. I have a soft spot for this episode because it's very nostalgic for me. If you watched one of my previous videos of the whole how I got into Goosebumps, I mentioned Deep Trouble in there, and I actually do think this one is not half bad. Though I think it's on the lower end of not half bad. It could really border on the it's okay section, but I actually enjoy this one. I think it's pretty ridiculous. I think the makeup is pretty good on this one. The effects are good, but fudge is it? It's not a great episode, but I like it still. It's my own personal like of this one. Don't Go to Sleep. Oh, this one's only the best. I think this one is in the category of it's so bad it's good section, that it is so much fun to watch with friends and just make fun of. It is a great example of them trying to adapt such a weird Goosebumps story. It is a weird one into an episode, especially a 22 minute. This one could be a full feature-length movie if you ask me, because of how like crazy it is and how crazy it gets in the book. But what they do in this story is amazing. I love the music in this episode. I think that's another reason why I think it's also in the only the best. I love the music in this episode. I really do like this episode, ironically and unironically. I think it has some great moments. It is so bad it's good, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Don't Wake Mummy. I remember the ending to No, I remember this one because it's like the kid gets trapped in the basement and the mummy's like, oh, and shit. And then like it ends with the cat mummy. I think it's okay. I don't remember it well enough. I think I have to put it in the can't remember it section. I want to say I like it, but I don't remember it enough. I can't give this one a fair review. So it's one of those ones that's just there, I guess. Makes me kind of sad because I vaguely remember it. It's one of those ones that's like, it's in the back recesses of my mind. I know how it ends. I think the effects are pretty silly, but they're pretty good. Gersh is all I gotta say. Ghost Beach. This one is in that category of it's okay, because those kid actors in this episode are so bad. It's the kids who are playing the Sadler trio. They're just like, no, don't kill us. Like, oh my god, there's some really bad acting in this episode, but it's so fun to watch with friends. It's almost in that category of Don't Go to Sleep, where it's so bad it's good. But I think this one is just bad enough to say that it's okay, but it's fun to watch with people. I think there's just some really bad moments overall. Oh, I love the clean skeleton of the dog in this one. It makes me laugh every fucking time. Whoops, I sweared. Oh no. The Ghost Next Door. I'll be honest, I think the book is better here. This is the first time I think I've ever said that for any of these stories. But I do think this is a really good episode. I think this is a very well done adaptation. But I think it's going to be in the lower end of only the best. I think that it has some great moments in there. I think it still keeps the tone of the book and does a good job with it. But I just think the book is better. I think the book does a great job with it. And that this one's just okay. Or not okay, it's really good. It is a really good episode. But I just, comparing it to the book, it's just okay, I think. Go Eat Worms. Oof. Gosh. I kind of like this episode, but I hate the ending so fracking much. It is such a dumb ending with the whole fish ending, with the bad ADR. Excuse me while I yawn and talk. Oh man, this one's got some really bad moments, and it's also really dark in some moments. It's shot really dark, and it's hard to see what the flip is going on here. So that kind of gives it a little bit it takes a little bit away from it. I think it's not half bad though. I think I'm going to put it kind of next to Be Careful What You Wish For in those two areas, where it's kind of the in-between the two. It's not half bad, but it's just okay. Like, when I think of Goosebumps episodes, I think of them in the way of would I show this to a friend? Would I know if they like this or not? Or how would I show it to a friend? Haunted House Game. It's funny. I've seen this episode probably the most out of all these, except for maybe the Haunted Mask, because for some reason, I think iTunes still does it, where they'll give a free episode away of certain shows and stuff, and they gave an episode of Goosebumps for free, and it was the Haunted House Game. So I watched that one a couple times, and I'm just like, I don't know why I kept watching. I think it's just because I only had like a few episodes on my iPods and stuff, and I was just like, it's just one of the episodes I'll watch. And God, it is not a good episode. I think the kid actors do okay on this one, but I think it's not a great adaptation, and I think it's kind of like in the middle of Don't Even Bother. I think it's above Cry of the Cat, at least. At least I could watch it, but it's like, would I bother telling somebody to watch this one? Probably not. I just noticed this does not have the Haunted Mask, or maybe it's under the... Yeah, okay, the Haunted Mask is just over there. Okay, never mind. Haunted Mask 2. It's good. It's just a really hard... It's a hard act to follow. Like, you're following the Haunted Mask. One of the greatest episodes of TV, in my personal opinion. I will stand by this and say that the Haunted Mask is one of the best piece of kids' entertainment, period, in any shape or form. And then you get this episode, and it's just okay compared to it. I think it's above the it's okay. I do think it's a good episode. It's not half bad, but it's on the lower end of not half bad. So there we go. How to Kill a Monster. This one's not that good. I like the monster design in this book, though it is way different from what the book is. I like that weird scaly lizard thing. I like its look. I like the effect of it. But it's not a great episode. I think it's one that you can definitely watch on your own every now and then and still have a good time with it. But this one is... it's just okay. It's just okay. It Came from Beneath the Sink. This is one of those episodes I remember all too well. I don't know why. I think it might be one of those ones that I saw as a kid on Fox Kids, and then also saw on Fox Family, and then also saw when I was a little bit older on Goosebumps. Oh my god, on Cartoon Network. This one's a pretty decent episode. I do like this one. I think it's not half bad. I think we're going to put it in like the middle of not half bad. I think I'd watch it before Deep Trouble, but I think I'd watch an old story a little bit before it. Let's Get Invisible. In truth be told, I don't remember this episode at all. I remember the mirror scene, but that's about it. Yeah, I can't honestly even think of a moment from this episode. I don't know if I've seen this one in quite some time. Kind of makes me sad. I guess that's going to be one of those episodes I go back and watch again. Yeah. Monster Blood. Not half bad. I think it's a good shortened adaptation of the original story. The kid who plays Evan does a pretty decent job. He's not the perfect Evan, but I think he does a good job. And honestly, I really enjoy more Monster Blood I actually think I like more Monster Blood a little bit more. Just because it's not adapting any of the Monster Blood stories, but it gives us another story in the Monster Blood universe. and I think it does a decent job of it. And I love the ending with the giant ants. Yeah, you know what? I think I'd actually put I would put this on the not half bad at the top of the part. I actually really enjoy more Monster Blood for some dumb reason. I just really like it. I don't know why. I like the kid who plays Conan. I like the kid who plays Kermit in it. I think they're all pretty fun. They're fun characters. My best friend is invisible. This one is... It kind of borders on the don't even bother and the it's okay section, in my opinion. I think I'm going to put it in the it's okay just for that twist. And like, how they do the twist ending in this one is so freaking funny that it's almost worth it just for that. It's worth it to show your friends and be like, let's have a gag. And it is so freaking funny. My hairiest adventure. I think this one's actually pretty decent. It's definitely not one of the better episodes. This one's one of those ones that they played very often on TV. I think it's because it's not that scary. I don't know. I think the kid who plays I can't remember for the life of me. Larry. There we go, Larry. I think the kid who plays Larry does a decent job. But I think it's kind of bordering on the it's okay to not have bad section. I think I would watch it before Go Eat Worms, but I would watch Monster Blood definitely before it. And I don't know, maybe I would show friends, but I'm not too sure on that one. Alright, Night of the Living Dummy 2 and Night of the Living Dummy 3. I think these two kind of go hand in hand with one another because they're just okay episodes. No, that's not true. I actually think they're pretty decent. I don't think they're the best episodes of the series. But you know what? I would definitely watch the Night of the Living Dummy episodes before I watch almost any other ones. I'll say it up front, I'm not a huge fan of Slappy, but I love Slappy in the TV shows because, one, he's voiced by Wolverine from X-Men the Animated Series, and two, God, why did they design him to be like half Slappy, half Mr. Wood? It is such a jarring look for him. I think the part 2 is... or Night of the Living Dummy 2 is pretty good. I like that they went with this one versus the first one. It's actually crazy to me to this day that there's still no true live action adaptation to Night of the Living Dummy. Like part 1. I don't know why. It's not that hard of a story to adapt, but whatever. I think 2 is a really good adaptation. I think 3... it ends up in there, but I think it's definitely on the lower spectrum. I don't think it's as good as the first one of the 2. Of the 3, I guess, technically. But it's not that bad. One Day at Horrorland. Technically it says One Day at Horrorland Part 2, but we're just calling it One Day at Horrorland Part 1. This one is... oh, gosh. I think this one's a top tier one. I think this is like one of the best episodes out there. I think the family in this one is great. I love how they do the twist ending in this one. I love the horrors in this one. This is an episode that I think this is a book that's really hard to adapt, and I think they did their best that they could on the low budget they had. Like, I don't think they could have done a better adaptation unless they had more money. I mean, clearly. Okay, next one is Perfect School? Is that what it is? Okay, it's Perfect School. Sorry. I just can't read this crap for the life of me. I don't remember Perfect School. I just don't. I remember a kid going and then him being like, oh no! But I can't remember crap about that episode. Phantom of the Auditorium. It's okay. I think it's like kind of down the middle on the it's okay section. I don't think it's that bad of an episode, but I think it's alright. It's definitely in the it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's okay. She moves in mysterious ways. Piano lessons can be murder. I think it's in the don't even bother section. I think it's a very boring... I'm not a big fan of the book to begin with, but I think the story, the show adaptation doesn't really work either. I think they're both kind of weak, honestly. Return of the Mummy. Like the Mac, he has returned, and here's the... It kind of blows me away that they did Return of the Mummy. It's one of those ones where it's like they did the sequel book, but never did the first one. I don't know why they did this to two different stories. Honestly, I remember the kid in Return of the Mummy, but I don't remember this one for the life of me. Like, I don't think I can really give any say on it, in all honesty. Revenge of the Lost Gnomes. This one is so bad it's good. It almost lands in that same area of the don't go to sleep because of the overacting, the oh my god, the creepy looking lawn gnomes in this one. Like, Lord have mercy on me. Those gnomes are creepy. I think this one it kind of lands in that same spot of don't go to sleep, but it's definitely on the lower end of only. No, I think I'm going to put in like a little higher on the don't not half bad, because I think it's so much fun to watch with friends and make fun of. Okay, we're going to go with Say Cheese and Die first and then do Say Cheese and Die again. Say Cheese and Die, not half bad. I really don't have much to say about this episode. I think it's a pretty good adaptation. Ryan Gosling does... Wait, is it Gosling? Yeah, it's Gosling. Sorry, I was thinking Ryan Reynolds for a moment. And I'm like, it's not Ryan Reynolds. It's Ryan Gosling in this. I think he does a good job in this one. This is kind of a harder one to adapt, and I think they do the best they can. Unlike the sequel, which I don't like the book to begin with, but I think this episode is another one in the don't even bother section. I don't think it's so bad I need to put it at the end, but it's definitely not a great episode. Shocker on Shock Street. I like this one. This is yet again another one of those ones that I'm like, why did they adapt this one? There's no way you can adapt this with such a paltry sum of money. But I think they do a pretty decent job of it. I think it's a lower end of only the best. I think it's a decent episode. I think what they did with it was good, but it could have been better. How I Got My Shrunken Head. This is another one of those two-parters. Actually, this is actually the only two-parter I think I've talked about so far that I think is just in the it's okay section. It's one of those ones I remember from a kid, and I remember watching as a kid and just being like, okay, that was definitely an episode. Stay out of the basement. Top tier. This is a top tier episode. I think that the people who play, the kid who plays Margaret and Casey, both do an amazing job, and they are. I think this is a good one. I like Dr. Brewer in this one. I like how this episode is shot. It feels steamy. It feels hot. Like this episode. Strained Peas. I think this one has to be kind of next to Click, in that it's so bad it's good episodes. I think I'd rather watch Strained Peas over Click. Oh, God, I almost want to put it in the not half bad because it's kind of fun to watch with friends because it's so ridiculous. That's why Strained Peas is fun. It's just such a ridiculous story that it's good. Teacher's Pets. I don't remember this one, honestly. I honestly forgot this was adapted because this is from this is one of the not Give Yourself Goosebumps, one of the Tales to Give You Goosebumps episodes. But it's one of those ones that I don't care for the story to begin with, and I don't think I've actually ever seen the adaptation. Maybe that's one of those ones I might just have to pop up on Netflix now. The Blob That Ate Everything. It's really not that good of an episode. Yeah, I don't really have much to talk about with it. Oh God, I can't read that. Is it okay? It's the Cuckoo Clock of Doom. I like this episode. It's kind of middle tier on the... I showed this one to my friends and they all cracked up. So it's kind of in the not half bad section. It's fun to show to people. Oh my God, the kid who plays Tara is such a good brat. Like, she plays her so perfectly. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good episode. Not the best episode of the series, but it's a good episode. Okay, The Girl Who Cried Monster. My God, I could not read that shit. I needed to actually zoom in on that. I actually like the episode way more than the book. I think this one definitely ends up on the only the best section. I think I like it more than Stay Out of the Basement. I love Lucy. I love Mr. Mortman. I love the actor who plays Mr. Mortman. I think he does such a great job. That's who I think of immediately when I think of Mr. Mortman. I don't think of any of the other adaptations we've seen. I'm thinking of the game mostly. But I love Mr. Mortman in this, and I think Lucy does a really good job. The Haunted Mask. If this isn't your number one episode, there's a problem with you. This is literally this is one of the best pieces of children entertainment, period, if you ask me. It's perfect. It's perfect. I don't need to talk about it. I've talked about it so fracking much, I don't want to talk about it anymore until I read the book. The Headless Ghost. It's okay. It falls in the middle of it's okay. I really have nothing to talk about with it. The House of No Return. I honestly don't remember this episode. I know the story. I vaguely remember the kids in it, but I don't remember the episode for the life of me. Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. Not a half bad episode, but I think it's kind of on the lower end of it. I think the people who are in there, pretty good actors. But I think it could be a better episode, in all honesty. There are better episodes. Vampire Breath. This one's weird. Like, it's... I think I'm going to put it in the It's Okay section, but at the end, because it is such a weird... It's one of those ones that's like... It's almost a fever dream episode. Like, it's... I don't even know. You know how much I always talk about how much I love Werewolf Skin the book? I don't remember the episode for the life of me. Welcome to Camp Nightmare. This one is definitely and only the best episode, but where does it fall? I think it's kind of in the middle of only the best. I think I would want to watch it before Stay Out of the Basement. Welcome to Camp Nightmare. So that's a solid episode right there. Good stuff. Okay, what do we have after that? Welcome to Dead House. I think it's a great episode, but I don't think it's better than any of these other ones before it. I would rather watch any of these episodes before Welcome to Dead House's adaptation. I think it's a good two-parter, but not one of the best. Werewolf of Fever Swamp. I think this is just a middling episode. I think it's a high middling episode, but nothing special, in all honesty. And You Can't Scare Me. I think this one almost ends up in the so bad it's good category. I think the book isn't that special. I kind of had that same feeling about the book, the episode itself. But I think how they adapt this one is so funny. I love how it ends. It's so ridiculous. I hate how it begins, though. It's kind of laughable how bad the beginning is. I think it's just okay. I think it's at the end of It's Just Okay. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's my list. That is my tier list for the Goosebumps TV. Oh my god. TV show episodes. If you have any disagreements in the comments, let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe you think The Haunted Mask isn't the best and you're wrong. Let me know why you're wrong in the comments. I kid. But no, seriously, I am interested in seeing what might be your favorite episode of the Goosebumps series. I mean, maybe it's just because I have a ton of nostalgia for The Haunted Mask, but I do honestly think it is the greatest episode of Goosebumps and children's horror, period. For TV, at least. Well, that's this episode in a nutshell. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And like I said before, actually, I'm kind of curious to hear what your opinions are. Do you think that the worst episode of the series is The Barking Ghost like I do? Or do you maybe think it's just a middling episode? Or maybe you think it's a great episode? Let me know. If any of the ones in the Don't Even Bother section bother you, that I put them there, I kind of want to know why. I kind of want to see why. Like I said before, if you think I'm wrong on any of these, I will rewatch it and post a comment of maybe changing my opinion. But this is kind of going off of memory. This is going after the last time I binged, which was a while ago. Maybe I should binge Goosebumps again. Maybe I'll do that starting today. It's a good October series. Ooh. Hey, and before I leave for the end of the day, I'd like to thank my patrons at patreon.com/speaking of which, we only have one tier. It's a $1 tier. I'd buy that for $1. For $1 a month, you get bonus episodes of the podcast. You get the episodes up a week early. You get bonus content up the wazoo. That's right, wazoo. And it's just $1 a month. I'd like to thank my patrons at Eurosaurus, aka Trey, on Twitter, and Weiss, who you can find on YouTube at PeakyDoo1 or looking up Forced Left Hander. Drop the E on Hander. Hey guys, thanks for the $1. Bye-bye. Oh, and as always, stay spooky. Okay, bye.